Alright, let's talk about W engines in Zenless Zone Zero, because if you're like me, the first time you saw that name, you probably went, wait, what now? But don't worry, it's way simpler than it sounds. Think of W engines as the weapons of ZZ. If you've played Genshin, it's like equipping a sword or a catalyst. If you're coming from Honkai, Star Rail, you'll know them as light cones. Same concept, different name. These bad boys are what you slap onto your agents to make them hit harder, support better, or just be an overall menace in combat. Now, not all W engines are created equal. They come in different ranks, B, A, and the almighty S rank. While S ranks definitely pack the biggest punch, don't let the tier list fool you into thinking you have to chase them. A well-chosen A or even B rank W engine can shine if it matches your agent's type, whether they're focused on stun, anomaly, support, or straight up DPS. The real trick? Pick the one that complements your playstyle. Some give juicy bonuses, but only if you meet specific conditions, so you'll want to make sure they actually work with how you play. I'm quickly moving on to the video.
Of the audience is
Before we
subscribed
start,
to the channel.
if you enjoy these types of list
don't
videos,
forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Subscribe. Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Alright, let's talk about one of the strongest W engines in Zenless Zone Zero, the Riot Suppressor Mark 6. This is not just your typical attack type weapon. We're talking about an S rank W engine that gives you a solid base attack of 48 and a juicy bonus of 19% critical damage. On paper, that already sounds pretty good, right? But the real magic happens when you equip it to a very specific character. Now, here's the deal. While other attack agents can still benefit from that critical rate boost, the Riot Suppressor Mark 6 was clearly designed with one person in mind, Ju Yuan. She is the leader of the Criminal Investigation Special Response Team and the only agent who deals ether-type damage with her basic attack. That's important because this W engine has a unique effect. It increases your agent's total damage output by a massive 35% after dealing ether damage with a basic attack. And since Ju Yuan is the only one who can reliably trigger that bonus, she basically turns this thing into a monster. So yeah, you could slap this on another attack agent, and sure, they'd still get something out of it. But if you really want to see what the Riot Suppressor Mark 6 is capable of, you give it to Ju Yuan. It's not just a match, it's practically a signature weapon. If you're running her in your squad, this W engine should be at the top of your wish list. Otherwise, it's like bringing a sports car to a dirt road. Technically possible, but not where it shines. Alright, let's talk about one of the strongest W engines in Zenless Zone Zero, the Riot Suppressor Mark 6. This is not just your typical attack type weapon. We're talking about an S rank W engine that gives you a solid base attack of 48 and a juicy bonus of 19% critical damage. On paper, that already sounds pretty good, right? But the real magic happens when you equip it to a very specific character. Now, here's the deal. While other attack agents can still benefit from that critical rate boost, the Riot Suppressor Mark 6 was clearly designed with one person in mind, Ju Yuan. She is the leader of the Criminal Investigation Special Response Team and the only agent who deals ether-type damage with her basic attack. That's super important because this W engine has a unique effect. It increases your agent's total damage output by a massive 35% after dealing ether damage with a basic attack. And since Ju Yuan is the only one who can reliably trigger that bonus, she basically turns this thing into a monster. So yeah, you could slap this on another attack agent and sure, they'd still get something out of it. But if you really want to see what the Riot Suppressor Mark 6 is capable of, you give it to Ju Yuan. It's not just a match, it's practically a signature weapon. If you're running her in your squad, this W engine should be at the top of your wish list. Otherwise, it's like bringing a sports car to a dirt road. Technically possible, but not where it shines. Let's talk about a sneaky little gem in Zenless Zone Zero, the Steel Cushion. This is an S rank attack type W engine with a base attack of 46 and a 9.60% bonus to critical rate. On its own, that's already solid, but what makes Steel Cushion stand out is how it rewards players for being a bit crafty in combat. Specifically, it gives a massive 25% damage boost when you land attacks from behind. If you like flanking enemies or playing high mobility characters, this W engine basically says, go for it. Now, while Steel Cushion is technically Nekomata's signature weapon, it's not locked into her kit. In fact, it works really well with other physical attack agents like Billy and Corrin. Since both of them are available for free early in the game, a lot of players will naturally have them leveled up. And with this W engine in play, even basic dodging and repositioning can lead to huge damage spikes, especially if you're timing your abilities to hit from behind. But here's the cool part. Steel Cushion also boosts physical damage by 20%. That means even if your agent's main attribute isn't physical, but their abilities scale with it in some way, you'll still get value. That makes it a surprisingly flexible option. It might not be as flashy or specific as some of the newer DO engines, but Steel Cushion stays reliable and effective, especially in team comps that prioritize speed and mobility. Honestly, it's one of those W engines you'll keep coming back to even as your roster grows. Let's shine a spotlight on one of the most underrated W engines in Zenless Zone Zero, the Restrained. This S-rank stun-type W engine comes with a base attack of 46 and a sweet 7.20% bonus to impact, which is perfect for those agents who specialize in crowd control and disruption. What makes the Restrained really special is its stacking damage and daze boost. Every time you hit enemies with any ability, your agent's damage and daze increase by 6%, and you can stack that up to 5 times. That's a huge potential spike if you're chaining skills smartly. This W engine is basically tailor-made for Lycaon, the signature stun agent, but don't think it's just for her. The Restrained can seriously boost any stun-focused character, including the free-to-play fan favorite Ambi. The stacking daze bonus means you can keep enemies locked down more consistently, making it way easier to trigger anomaly effects and coordinate with your attack agents to finish off foes quickly and efficiently. So if you're running a team that revolves around controlling the battlefield and stunning enemies left and right, the Restrained is a no-brainer. It's all about building up that pressure and then capitalizing on the opportunity while your enemies are dazed and vulnerable. Honestly, this W engine brings a ton of utility and power, especially for players who love to mix control and damage in their squads. Let's break down the Fusion Compiler, one of the must-have W engines for anomaly agents in Zenless Zone Zero. This S-rank anomaly type gear packs a base attack of 46 and a nice 9.60% penetration ratio bonus, which helps your attacks bypass enemy defenses more effectively. But the real kicker is the 12% flat attack increase that kicks in as soon as you equip it, giving any anomaly agent a solid damage boost right from the start. What makes Fusion Compiler truly stand out is its second effect, which you activate by using your special attack or EX special attack. Once triggered, your agent gains a 25-point boost to anomaly proficiency. This stat amps up the damage of your attribute anomaly debuffs, which is exactly what anomaly agents live for. It means your character isn't just dealing raw damage, but also increasing the enemy's vulnerability, turning fights even more in your favor. So, if you're building a team around anomaly damage and want to maximize those debuffs to shred through enemies, Fusion Compiler should be on your radar. It's not just a damage boost, it's a strategic tool that helps your agent control the battlefield and make every hit count. Whether you're farming stages or battling in the abyss, this W engine is a solid pick to elevate your anomaly agent's game. Let's talk about the Weeping Cradle, a fantastic support type W engine in Zenless Zone Zero that really shines in the background. This S-rank gear comes with a base attack of 46 and a solid 9.60% penetration ratio, but its real strength lies in how it supports your team even when the agent isn't on the field. See, support agents aren't really meant to be the frontline fighters. They excel by providing buffs and utility while waiting on the bench. Weeping Cradle taps into this perfectly by regenerating 0.6 energy every second for your support unit while they're off stage. What's cool about this W engine is that when your support agent finally jumps into the fight, it boosts the damage dealt to all enemies you hit. This makes it especially effective for support characters who use area of effect abilities like Reyna or Nicole, who can take full advantage of that team-wide damage increase. So even though your support agent might not be swinging the sword all the time, when they do step in, they pack a serious punch. If you're someone who likes to keep your support units mainly for assists and chain attacks, then Weeping Cradle is basically made for you. It helps maintain energy flow and turns your support's presence into a significant offensive boost without needing them to be on the front line constantly. It's a subtle but powerful way to keep your team's damage consistent and efficient throughout the battle. Let's talk about the Brimstone, a solid and straightforward S-rank attack type W engine in Zenless Zone Zero. It comes with a base attack of 46 and a neat 12% bonus to attack, which already gives your agent a nice damage boost right out of the gate. But what really makes the Brimstone stand out is its stacking buff mechanic. Every time you use a basic attack, dash attack, or dodge counter, you gain a 3.5% attack increase that stacks up to 8 times. That means you can get nearly a 30% attack buff if you keep your hits flowing smoothly. Now, this W engine is the signature gear for Soldier Evan, who is somewhat underrated in the current meta. Because of that, the Brimstone isn't often the first choice for many players, but don't let that fool you. It's actually a super versatile weapon that works with any attack agent. The stacking mechanic rewards aggressive, fast-paced playstyles, so if you like keeping your agent constantly attacking and dodging, this W engine will serve you well. So if you don't have access to some of the more specialized or flashy W engines, the Brimstone is a reliable fallback that can help you punch through tougher enemies. It's simple, effective, and flexible. Basically everything you want in an attack W engine. Definitely keep it in your toolbox for those battles where raw attack power and quick stacking buffs can turn the tide. Let's talk about Tusks of Fury, one of the best W engines designed specifically for defense agents in Zenless Zone Zero. Defense units don't get as much spotlight as attack or stun types, but they play a crucial role in keeping your team alive. And this S-rank anomaly type W engine really boosts their usefulness. With a base attack of 48 and an impact bonus of 7.20%, Tusks of Fury already packs a punch, but the real game changer is the 30% increase in shield value it grants. That means your defense agents like Ben, Seth, and Caesar King become much tougher and more reliable at soaking up damage, but it doesn't stop there. Tusks of Fury also rewards smart play by giving your whole team damage and daze buffs whenever you trigger an interrupt or pull off a perfect dodge. This not only helps your defense agent shine, but also boosts your entire squad's offensive potential. So, while your defense agent is busy protecting the team, everyone else can hit harder and control the battlefield better. If you're running a team that values survivability and strategic plays, Tusks of Fury is a must-have W engine. It turns your defense agents into frontline powerhouses who don't just soak damage but actively contribute to your team's damage output and crowd control. For anyone looking to get more out of their defense units, this W engine is definitely worth investing in. Let's dive into the Ice Jade Teapot, an S-rank stun type W engine in Zenless Zone Zero that really loves a good combo. This W engine comes with a base attack of 48 and a solid 7.20% impact bonus, which is perfect for stun agents who thrive on locking down enemies and controlling the battlefield. What makes Ice Jade Teapot special is how it boosts impact by stacking it up to 30 times during battle. So the more combos and hits you land, the stronger your agent becomes. This W engine was made with Chingy in mind, who is easily one of the top tier stun units thanks to her fast and fluid combos that almost feel automatic. While other stun agents like Lycaon, Khalida, and Ambi can also benefit, they might have a harder time stacking those impact buffs as quickly as Chingy does. So if you're running Chingy, this W engine can turn her into an unstoppable force, continuously ramping up her impact and control potential. But here's the best part. Ice Jade Teapot doesn't just boost your stun agent, it also increases your whole team's attack by 20% for a limited time once certain conditions are met. This means timing is key. When you hit that power spike, make sure to capitalize on it by coordinating your whole squad's abilities and unleashing some serious damage. It's a great way to keep your team's offense sharp while your stun agent keeps enemies locked down. Let's talk about the Flamemaker Shaker, one of the coolest S-rank anomaly type W engines you can get in Zenless Zone Zero. Right off the bat, it gives you a solid base attack of 48 and a nice 12% attack bonus, which already makes your agent hit harder. But what really makes Flamemaker Shaker stand out is how it boosts your energy regeneration while your agent is off the field, so even when they're chilling on the bench, they're quietly charging up to come back swinging. Now here's the fun part. Once you get your agent back in the fight, Flamemaker Shaker rewards you for playing smart. Landing X special attacks or assist attacks will increase your overall damage output, helping you shred enemies faster. Plus, it boosts your agent's anomaly proficiency, which means your anomaly debuffs hit harder and make your attacks even more deadly. It's like a perfect synergy between offense and utility that fits right into how anomaly agents operate. Since the 1.2 update, this W engine has become a real favorite for many players because it adds layers of strategy beyond just raw damage. Whether you're farming stages or grinding Abyss, Flamemaker Shaker helps you keep the momentum going by making sure your anomaly agents can dish out big damage bursts right when you need them. If you want to maximize your anomaly team's potential, this W engine is definitely worth trying out. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.